It's that time again. Time for Timberwolf Talk. The show that's so crazy and epic. The epicness, it's too much! So Mr. Timberwolf, who's our host today?
Our host is Ryan Dilts.
And who's our guest today, Mr. Timberwolf?
Mrs. Harding.
Thank you, Mr. Timberwolf. Let's all hear a big round of applause for him. And now, let's start our episode, Test Scores 2013-2014.
And now, please welcome our host, Ryan Dilts.
And welcome to another episode of Timberwolf Talk. Our special guest today is Mrs. Harney. Welcome.
Thank you, Sam. I'm glad to be here.
Today's topic is KPrep scores. Mrs. Harney is going to share some exciting results with us today. And now we're going to take some questions from our studio audience.
So, Mrs. Harney, why do we have KPrep?
KPrep is a test that every student in the state of Kentucky takes starting in the 3rd grade, and for the elementary level, all 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students take it. So every 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade student takes this test across the entire state of Kentucky. And actually, every 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade student takes a similar state test across our nation. And it's a test given to allow us to see how we are doing teaching the standards and how students are showing mastery of what they're learning in each area: reading, math, science, social studies, and writing.
So, how did we do last school year on KPrep?
You all will be very pleased to hear the results from last year's KPrep test. We scored an overall score of 75, so that's up 5 whole points from where we were the year before. So we went from a 70 to a 75, and that classifies our school as being proficient. We were 1/10 of a point away from being distinguished. We needed a 75.1, and we had a 75, and we would have been distinguished. So that shows us how close we are to being classified as a distinguished school. But again, we should be very pleased with our results because we made a lot of growth from 2 years ago to last school year. And if you look at it from the whole state level, there's about 721 elementary schools in the state. 721. And River Ridge is ranked 162nd. So that means we're in the top 22% of all elementary schools in the state, which is quite an accomplishment and something that every River Ridge student should be very proud of.
What areas did we do good?
There are lots of positive areas that we improved in with KPrep. We really improved our overall achievement scores in reading and math. We grew in our growth. Growth is something we've talked a lot about, so we did improve in the growth area. So you don't know your individual scores yet as students. You're going to be getting that report soon. Teachers have that, and they'll be sharing that with you, but I know you're anxious to see how you did on all parts of the KPrep test. And as soon as we get that, you'll get to see that. But there are so many positive parts to KPrep this year. And again, knowing that we are in the 89th percentile, that means as a school, we are scoring better than 89% of the schools who are taking the test. So that's awesome. So guys, as we're thinking about KPrep, I'd like to hear from you. Think about your experience last year taking the test as 4th graders and sort of anticipating taking the test this year as a 5th grader. So talk to me about your thoughts or what maybe you felt was an area of growth for you as you took it last year, or how you're already feeling this year as a 5th grader. So Noah, we'll start with you.
I don't remember what was hard for me last year, but this year I'm kind of worried for social studies.
Social studies? Okay. Mark?
This year, I'm probably worried for the on-demand writing.
On-demand writing.
Yeah.
Who else wants to add to that?
Yeah, I am a little bit worried about the on-demand writing. So
That could be a little tough.
Why are you guys worried about that?
I don't know. Because we only get
I think an hour, wasn't it?
I'm worried because
It was either
every
an hour or
45 minutes.
So time, putting together an on-demand in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I'm worried about it because I don't like writing timepieces. When I want to write like my own little piece, I want as much time as I can get.
So I'm hearing time.
You feel like more
Pressure.
maybe?
Okay, Sam?
I'm worried about science because we only get about 20 minutes for science.
Yeah, we don't have many.
You won't take
science.
science as a fifth grader.
Oh, you won't?
No.
Last year's
Were there any reflections from last year's test?
No, not really.
Probably just like the open response, short answers,
Yeah,
and
that's-
constructive response.
Yeah.
The multiple choice was
I don't like explaining.
Yeah, you can't think about a problem too much. You kind of have to move on. And then you'll just like you'll have eliminated an answer, and then it'll be a possibility again.
So do you all see the connection that everything you do every day, every minute of every day, everything that we do, whether it's a common assessment or a live score or a problem of the day or any kind of structure or strategy that you're working with, do you see the connection between what you're doing every day and how that puts you in the best spot when you're taking KPrep?
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Thank you for tuning in to our first ever episode of Timberwolf Talk. We'll see you soon.